It's the 15th of July 2024 and I'm a bit pissed off with today's setups. So I've got to try and remember this because it's quite difficult because sheets got soaked wet due to the torrential and heavy rainstorms that we're getting, followed by blue skies and fucking sunshine. Right, so last night was pretty negative for banging in sequence in threats. It seems to be every Sunday or when Helen, staff worker, is working. I don't know why that is, whether it's coincidence or whatever, but there are certain staff members that have worked in the past when nights have been rough. It's quite frequent with Emily, back in the times when the other neighbour was there before he got evicted for knifing the staff door down on the 2nd of May. However, that night was rough in general, and there was actually threats to kill me and to knife me and to shout in that pattern as well. But it didn't actually go to that extent of knifing me. But it did go down to the staff office. However, there was blood on my floor, which is on the level where I live. So they obviously came to the top floor initially. So yeah, there was a bit of a risky situation. But it's likely to be drugs and alcohol mixed together or something that caused this outbreak. So if we start the day, basically it's drain covers being hit over walking out, a black and blue red tined, then another black and blue car and a sick colour car, a sexual car, black and blue, black and blue, black and blue and grey white, black and blue and knife shaped. There's a couple of worded vehicles, but I can't remember what the names were on the side of the vehicles, but it's basically to apply stabbing an implement into you, basically, or some vicious sort of attack type suggestion wording on vehicles, or to say that you're a pedo or a rapist or stuff like that, using plural explanations of suggestions through wording on vehicles. So we get through all that. Then there's another 300 cars, so the road's actually packed this morning. When those 300 cars pass, it's mostly black and blue red and black and blue white and black mixed with red cars were frequent. Then every single road, there was the first road was a yellow and an orange car and a black white timed, a black and blue car timed, Granny's for You van. Then I get an erection as a lookalike to someone who sexually abused me as a child occurs in my direction. And then straight after that, they time, Up the Age van. So it's a van that says Up the Age. It's like done in sort of posh sort of writing. I've never managed to photograph the evidence of that. Reform UK, Vote Reform UK is still stuck in someone's car window. Although they haven't won the election, they wanted to time the Ripping You to Pieces van as the Reform UK, while passing the Reform UK, followed by Future van, which was interesting. So they're making the suggestion that come 2025 that Reform UK could get in power and that they want to apply that they're ripping me to pieces. So it's just sort of getting obvious that whoever gets in makes no difference because they want us to time that Ripping You to Pieces van, not just with the Liberal Democrats as it was just before they got in power in the local elections for Yeovil, but in general, whatever party gets in, they just want to make the suggestion that I'm being ripped to pieces. So that's all I can say on that. So then I see a man who's exactly the same age as me, while speaking on the phone, saying that it's his birthday, saying he's 43. So I'm 43 at the moment as well. And he's only in a sexual relationship with someone aged 22. Yet, even 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, I was known as a sick bastard if I look at anyone the age of 22. And I've not had any sex in my whole life, and I'm nailed as a sick cunt. Not many people allow the age gap, and this is quite a sort of sexual looking person that he's with. So she's got it's not a blonde type, it's not the type everyone fancy, but she's sort of dark brown, black hair. Very similar looking to, you know, smooth skin, browny sort of smooth skin. She's nicknamed Pinocchio. So whoever this is, she's nicknamed Pinocchio. When this conversation took place as I was passing, while they, you know, why he was on the phone and while she was walking, and why there was another person and another two people behind them. I guess it's the same crowd, I'm not sure. Anyway, black and blue, black and blue, black and blue, red, white, black and blue, timed. Sexual car, black and blue cars. Sexual car, black and blue. Grey sexual car. Night attack van. Message to you van. Message number 2. The number 2, and then the letter U. So it says message to you. So it's not spelled Y-O-U. It's just the letter U. Message to you van. So that's a white van. I think it's blue writing, I've forgotten. Then you have Just Timed, which was a t-shirt. It said Just, which is basically my name, short for Justin. And then they timed the Ripping You to Pieces van again. Then they timed another lookalike to someone who sexually abused me as a child, tied to an erection. But just before that, there was a load of black and blue cars and sexual cars in the mince, and an overhanging trailer trying to rip my legs off at the same time, or just before, the lookalike to someone who sexually abused me as a child, tied to an erection occurs in my direction. Then evil-looking car headlights, shaped in my direction with lights on, phantom-looking. I can't remember what the next bit is. Black and blue car. So black and blue timed. In the midst of all this, there was 4 people that came out their houses while I was walking down that specific road, timed to sneeze as they. 3 of them were timed to sneeze as they walked out their house as they passed me. Another was on the phone. Trying to recap what else has happened. So we've had a couple of knife-shaped cars in my direction after that. Sexual cars. I make it down the road, and obviously, like I said, that covers the 400 cars roughly that occurred in a matter of just 10 minutes. So what I've told you is just the first 10 minutes of going out. So obviously I'm going on the train today, so I went on the train. Because obviously I've not used a train service for quite a while, and I wanted to go to Maiden Newton, and it's the first time I've gone to Maiden Newton on the train for, I think it's either 1 or 2 years. It's definitely over a year. And I remember there being an old clock I want to take a picture of, and I managed to do it. But let's get with the setups while on the train. At the train station, there was just under 50 people on their phones, sharing radiation in my direction. Then we had black and blue sick and all the rest of it going over the motorway bridge. And a couple of vehicles, not the motorway bridge, the main bridge, as I was looking up while waiting for the train. There was a few vehicles, I can't remember what the wording is on the vehicles, but it was basically stuff to say that we're sexually ripping you to pieces, and basically saying, haha, you've been sexually abused as a child, and to say, enjoy the sex and enjoy the fun with people that raped you as a child, and accusing me of raping Sadie when I've never had sex with Sadie. If we go back to late yesterday, I think it is. Or was it not late yesterday? Hang on, I'm trying to think. No, the day before. The morning of the day before, there was a setup as I was walking back to apply that I've had sex with Stephanie Jill and to stop being fucking greedy, and that we're going to rip your fucking life to pieces because you had sex with Stephanie Hill and she's a sexual woman claiming that you know all this and all that. Well, I've never had sex with her, but at the same time these people have to make mistakes and make shit up and lie about me having sex with sexual looking people. There's nothing I can do about it. These bastards are possessed, they're nasty and all the rest of it. So someone walks past saying you're supposed to be hit off, and said, I thought you'd know about that because it's mentioned in Mars, Pump Up the Volume. So I had to listen to Mars, Pump Up the Volume, and it has a bit in it that sounds like it's saying, government's just turned, pump up the volume on this music, we're going to get you. It's just dead, history, history. And then you've got like a old school bit in it, early old school sound effect where it says, da da da, Leanne's not gonna do you, Olivia, no. Da da, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dead, dead. So it's a good track, I like it. But it does have that suggestion of, you know, what it suggests in that track. Because I've known the track since I was a little boy. Because that track was released when I was about 6 years old. So I didn't really know it that year, I don't think. But just after that year, I would have known that track. I might have known it that year, I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But I've known the track basically near enough since it was released. So, back to now, getting off the train. There was no problems at all on the train, no setups, no nothing. No threats, nothing. It was good. So I was on the train for about half an hour, just under. 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Get off the train, black and blue red timed. Black and blue red. And obviously we're in the middle of a torrential rainstorm, or half torrential, so I got a bit soaked. Then black and blue timed, black and blue white timed, black and blue sexual car. I reached the clock, tried taking a picture of a clock and I have to give up because they packed the road with traffic, and I didn't manage to write down what I wanted to write down because it's too packed with traffic and too heavy for me to do it. So I went in the shop, bought a piece of cheese and I bought a milkshake. When I came out of the shop, I had to stand in heavy rain, struggling to wait to take the picture because the weather is wrong. So they were stopping me to take a picture of it. It was black and blue sick, black and blue white, black and blue. Do you understand? Black and blue, black and blue, black and blue. Sick white, red white, black and blue. And then there's about another, somewhere between 5 and 10 sets of black and blue cars with white or red after that. I managed to take a picture of the clock, and then there was a bike only to an erection, always on time van, and that takes us to where we are now. As far as the weather goes this morning, initially when I woke up it was blue skies and sunshine, and then about 10 minutes before I left to go out it started to cloud over with some rain. So this is light to moderate rain. So I walked to the railway station as mentioned in the last bit of information I mentioned, and then obviously got to the railway station. It was still rainy and cloudy when I got there. Got on the train. When I got on the train, the first 2 minutes was rain and cloud, and then it went into blue skies and sunshine. That blue skies and sunshine was basically for nearly the whole train trip, but about 1 minute before I got to Maiden Newton, there was a torrential rainstorm which calmed down into heavy rain when I got off the train. Then I was walking in heavy rain to get to the shop, and obviously when I was trying to take a picture of the clock, and it's remained that way until I come into the church. When I came into the church there was a few minutes of blue skies and sunshine, and then it just seems to be sort of a mixture of rain and heavy rain since I've done the recordings that I've been mentioning to this current time. Right, so there's a specific light I wanted to take a picture of. I didn't manage to do it because a pigeon flew on it. After waiting 20 minutes pissing about, chucking stones to try and get it to move, not at it but near it, it was still there. It didn't move until another pigeon went onto that light, which is like a gas lamp that's on a railway track at Maiden Newton. So eventually the other bird got the other one off, and then the other one was on there for 2 minutes, but unfortunately in that 2 minutes the sun came out in the other direction, shining down over the cloud that was in my direction that I was photographing it from. Then a granny came out saying, "What are you doing photographing the railway station?" and started a row there, so I told her what I was doing and said there's no problem with it, and then she shut up. So no problems while on the train, because obviously I didn't make it because of the train. Knife the fucker said, someone's singing "Ha Ha Breaking," I forgot about that, that's on the train. Bow whistles. A van with one light out, Justin, he's a rapist, knock his fucking eyes out, said. Ideal van timed, cell call at me, child molester pervert said. 400 cars, 100% to every single car that is. Then over drain cover. Willie shoots up the bike only up the road where I just came from, trying to find a way to cross the road because it's packed. And cell call at me. In actual fact, this road this year has been busier than any other year in the last 3 years I've lived in Yeovil, and I'm not making that up. Penis up Salal bike, Seagull molested a certain name, Church's fire van, up to Stilver lorry, black sexual car, grey, black, grey, red sexual white, Oakfield van, blue car, Eastfields van, Selcourt RAC van, learner car, texts, sick, black sexual car, bonus, a motorbike angled at me. And roughly 200 cars on the road coming to the bus station on a bus, with no idea what I'm doing for the second part of the day at the moment, apart from grey white just timed. The year I moved to Yeovil, the bus station wasn't really that packed and the buses weren't busy, but there were specific buses that were packed, regardless of the weather, though it was quieter on a rainy or cloudy day than it was in the sunny sexual weather. So if we go head forward to 2023, most of 2023, if there was any cloudy days, which were very far and few between, they were packing the bus station to stop me getting on the bus. Even if the cloud cover's only for a few minutes, they were trying to get me off the bus on those days where it's cloudy. 2024, they've broken the record in the last couple of weeks, I can't remember what day it was, to a record-breaking amount of people that I've ever known at the bus station on a cloudy-ish day. It did turn sunny on that day, but it was cloudy to start with, which they stopped me on the getting on the bus. And when I was in Yeovil, it was sunny for the rest of that day. But on overall view, the overall day, when I was speaking to people on the phone and looking on the forecast, half of that day was sunny anyway, the second part of that day. And it looks like it's the second busiest this minute in time, where we've had sun today, obviously, because I've filmed the evidence. But again, on the cloudiest or rainiest day you got, they are doing that sly manoeuvre of causing it to be what I just said, basically. And I'm struggling to get on any of the buses. 2 buses I couldn't get on. So, and I've just found a stone with a picture on it. I've got a military helicopter that's following me around for some reason, but that's not the setups as such, that's just one of the setups. Right, grey, white, blue, black, red sexual, Selcourt's black sexual, penis up to bike. Second most packed at the bus station initially, so I managed to get on the bus, by the way, luckily. Seagull says molested something. Baby in a sling buggy choked by gas control catalytic converter. Lots of black and blue cars, MB van, Selcourt nearest to me, I've got a knife. sexual, black and blue, sick, yellow, mark, R, burglar van, yellow car, time, penis up, motorbike, grey, white, time, sick, grey, white, black and blues, etc. Black and just a repeating scenario, motorbikes to erections or whatever. Same again, more black, blue, red, white, black, sick car, drains, covers it over. Somerset Waste Partnership and AJL. Drain covers hit. Orange over drain, cell core up me. Choked by catalytic converter, choked by more catalysts. Lots of catalysts. Teenage single people driving a car, females. Smelly nosed pieces of shit that are fucking worthless bastards that can't drive, rammed up me, trying to hit me off so that they can sexually rape the guts in and out of me as a child in my next life. Yeah, next problem. Right, choked by catalyst cars, reverse up me, choked by catalyst, red sex, grey, black sex, choked by catalyst, grey sex, red sex, choked by catalyst. So sad being shot dead, said by a sexual woman in a sexual car under the age of 20. Black and blue car, orange sexual, black and blue, white sex, sick, black and blue, choked by catalyst, cell call, tied by a sinister fucking piece of shit woman in her teens. Crow says shoot down, shot dead repeatedly. Trucks by catalyst, slowing cars and shit smell. Bonus bike only, crow shot dead, shoot you dead, said. Crow says that's alright. Cell call timed, sick. Grey cell call. At the bus stop, grey sexual, sex cars, truck by catalyst. Cell call. Penis R2 bikes my way, black, white. This is the bus in one direction. However, due to heavy crowds, people. 100 grey, white, black and blue, etc. Choked by catalyst. Black and blue hit, over drain, rubbish. Bag carried on me. Sick white, blue grey, spanners on a van. White, sick, grey, white, etc. 200 or so vehicles. Ex-top something like that. Takes it on the bus. Forced at the front of us, rent and kill timed. Fathers. I'm not sure what the word is. Timed. Right, Vivo van, Walter van, MKM van, collapsed by rough person, and this is shortly after the rent kill as well. White sick time, grey sexual 2. Coffin nearest to me, black, loads of that, mind. Black sexual light on, collapse, sex with light on. Collapse, bike wheelie, sexual car light on, hard collapse, shot dead pattern, white sick blue, black and blue, grey, 40 texts on the bus, and then about 30 more texts by a rough person, black and blue, chicken pox 200, just cars roughly, in this black and blue, whatever, bike issues, up van. Round up of suggested stuff outside roads as well. To cut a long story short, because there's people about and place to do that. Red sexual, rove about 400 cars, black and blue, sick white. Penis ups allowed bike several times. Black, sick, red, white. Rick van or RHC, brownies, light sexual car. With light on. Bonus motorbike, flooring van. Manslaughter t-shirt, jumper, sorry. Getting stabbed dead meat said. Farted at. Right, still the 15th of the 7th, 2024. So Peter Neighbour's banging dead Justin at 11 PM and also 24 PM, which is 13 minutes later or something like that. So and then obviously we've got this intense burning problem again, so, and on a level where it is, where basically I collapsed because of the intensity of the burning, where it started up again. The banging is definitely being done in a way to say, you're dead Justin, or busting in.